All right. Then it is time for an odd textual mystery. Let's go. Quest goal is in Sumeru. All right. To Sumeru. Over here. Oh, right. Didn't Kale say Sumeru City has been pretty lively lately? Aren't you even a little curious? Sounds fun to me, I guess. Right, Paimon agrees. Then let's go see what's going on. For our first stop, maybe start with the Academia? That's where all the info is, after all. Can we visit Al Hytham and Kaveh? I love them. Oh, it's you. Farzan. Look, that's Farzan over there. Do you think we should ask? Huh. Even just glancing at the borrowing records gives me flashbacks to how awful that book was. How irritating. Farzan, what are you doing talking to yourself over here? I am Madame Farzan, after all. It's not out of place for me to mull things over out loud, wouldn't you say? But in this case, never mind, forget it. Why did the two of you suddenly decide to drop by? Well, about that. We heard something about a party and didn't want to miss out. Kale told us that Sumeru's the place to be now. Apparently tons of interesting things are happening, so we thought we'd ask around. Any idea what she was talking about? Interesting things. What might Kale find interesting? Tainari's tail getting so fluffed up like a ball of tumbleweed? Or Sino climbing a tree and getting his hood caught on a branch? We really missed all that? Seriously? And nobody thought to tell me? I want to see Tainari's fluffy tail. Still, she said there was something big everyone's been talking about. Can you think of anything slightly more significant? More significant. Is something the matter, madam? Well, now that you mention it, it must be what I think it is. Recently, rumors have been going around about a certain book. That's a classic horror story opening. It's not some kind of forbidden tome or anything like that, is it? Forbidden tome? As far as I'm concerned, it might as well be. Tell me, have you ever read one of those really, really, really badly written detective novels? I unfortunately did. Tell me exactly how bad it was. I'll leave this to Paimon. For example, the type where you start off thinking it's a locked room murder mystery, but in actuality turns out that the whole building was just moved. That's right. Or it's supposed to be based on pure reasoning and logical deduction, but at the end it turns out that the culprit has some hidden kind of superpower. Exactly. Or it starts out super serious, but in the second half it just reveals that everyone lost their memories out of the blue. Or it's set in a mountain village in the middle of a snowstorm, and the police officer who's been portrayed as a serious figure throughout the whole story suddenly turns out to be the murderer without even the slightest hint of foreshadowing. You're both being way too specific. My apologies. I let myself get a bit carried away there for a moment. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I did borrow a book like that a few days past. So you borrowed a badly written book, but that happens to the best of us. No, that's the problem. blizzard-swept mountain villages, superpowers, police officers who turn out to be criminals. This book had it all, and more. Reading it was tantamount to torture. And despite how complicated it wasn't engaging in the slightest. But there have been all sorts of rumors circulating about this book because of the strange marks drawn over all the pages. People are saying that it must be concealing secrets. Do you think there's treasure involved? I'm not sure, but there must be many who believe so. Not only have more and more people been borrowing it, but they've all been specifically asking for the marked up copy. Have you borrowed it too? Yes, I have. As you well know, I am a scholar, so it's only natural to have a bit of curiosity. So, just what secrets does the book at the center of the rumors actually hold? I read through carefully, from start to finish, and most of the marks are circles, but the beginning and end points of each stroke differ, as does the color of the ink used. Most importantly, all the names of the people in the book have been circled. Not only that, many of them are adapted from famous figures in Sumeru's history. Some speculate that these marks must have been left by different scholars over the eras, each researching the book's secrets, each searching for a name they believed in. Others believe that they are a kind of notation made by different people belonging to the same organization and that the names circled are their codenames. Still, others think that it is some kind of encryption cipher, but even after finishing it, I came no closer to uncovering the mystery. Not only was reading it a complete waste of my time, but sheer absurdity of the shoddy excuse for a plot several times over. I was so angry that I returned the book immediately, and when I came to the house of Dana, it's been so long, Dana, we'll go with it today, I found lots of people skulking around. I suppose they're all still looking for that thing. No wonder you zoned out like that. Paimon's guessing you won't be borrowing any more detective novels anytime soon. Indeed. Paimon, Storm, surely the two of you must understand how I feel. Don't worry, madam. I feel your frustration. What's that book called? We'll borrow it and take a closer look ourselves. It's called Reasoning Knows Not Time of Day, but Suspense Always Follows a Blizzard. Ellipses. Sounds more like the title of a light novel. Tell me about it. Anyway, read it at your own risk. It truly is unbearably boring. Search for clues in your body. Do you have anything else to say? Huh? You want to know what kind of books I like? The spectrum is just so broad. I don't know where to start. Fair enough. I feel that. I, too, read a bunch of genres. Man, we're gonna have to read this weird book, aren't we? Over here. There's so many books with long titles here. Let Paimon have a look. Working Hard and Vacationing Harder. What the heck? An Atlas of Rare Rainforest Dwelling Species, Professional Edition, or The Art of Construction of Coffee Machines. Who exactly reads these? Secrets of the Elemental Sciences. The book jacket even says, expert approved. The former sage Cyrus praises this as an excellent entry-level book. And this one, a compilation and summary of common basic grammar rules for rare languages of ancient desert peoples. Now Paimon's dizzy. It's just so many words. Come on, Paimon. You can learn 20 different... Huh? Is that Layla over there? Let's just ask her. She may know something. I want to ask Alhaitham. But fine, I'll talk to Layla. Storm, Paimon, it's been so long. I'm still a bit tired. Didn't sleep well last night. It's the smoke from the oil lamps, okay? It's not dark circles under her eyes. As we've learned, it is the smoke from the oil lamp. I was reading a novel, so I stayed up late. It wasn't that detective novel that everyone's been talking about, was it? The one with the super long name? Huh? No. If you're talking about reasoning knows not time of day, but suspense always follows a blizzard. Oh, right, yeah, no, it wasn't that one. Madame Farazan said it was really dull, so I didn't borrow it. Oh, so you're not that interested in the book's secrets? I haven't even been able to keep up with my own work, even though I'm up late all the time these days. But way more people have been interested in the book than I ever imagined. 7 or 8 in a single morning. I feel like a living signboard sitting here like this. Kaveh asked me the same question, so he must be looking for it too. He was even hiding behind a ladder before looking for something. He looked really embarrassed. Oh, poor Kaveh. Searching for something? Hiding behind a ladder. He must be after Amora. That's gotta be it. So he can hurry up and pay off his debt to... Wait. No. Let's just pretend Paimon didn't say anything. Layla, you're really sleepy, right? You must be dreaming this conversation. I didn't really get it anyway, but if you say so, it's a dream. Thank you. We'll keep on looking. Okay, see you next time. It's not often Layla falls asleep so quickly. Good for her. Paimon thinks we should go ask Kaveh now. If he's searching for the book, he must know something. But where is he now? Good question. But we can try hanging around where he might show up. There's a good chance he's there right now, right? You mean Alhaitham's house? Yes, there is a good chance he's there now. Do you ever think we seem like a pair of thieves, hiding here to ambush Kaveh? It almost feels like we are here to extort him, or something. He has nothing to extort. Paimon's not sure why that is, though. We just want to ask him a couple of questions, that's all. When have you ever been bothered by your conscience? That sounds like footsteps. Quick, let's take a look. Stop right there, Huh? Alhaitham? What are you doing here? How dare you step out of your own house? Who does that? Good question. Surprising indeed. I was under the impression that you knew I lived here. Good morning. Good morning. What can I do for you? Nothing. Never mind. Oh, goodbye then. He just left. Does he have work to do or something? Footsteps again. They're heading towards the door. Stop right there, Kaveh. What are you two doing here? Why didn't we just knock on the door and go in and talk to both of them, like, inside, away from prying eyes? Why are we doing this whole routine? Good question. Surprising indeed. Paimon was under the impression that you'd know the only reason we'd be here was if we were looking for you. Paimon, you don't sound like yourself. Looking for a certain book by any chance? Wait, what? Here's the deal. You and Paimon pull Kaveh to the side, and how are you supposed to read that fast enough before it just auto-progresses off the screen? That was a whole paragraph. How is it you guys know everything? And there I was, thinking I'd be super discreet the whole time. No one should have noticed. Come on, get real. You really think that no one knows you live here? Hey, that's not fair. Of course nobody knows, except for Sino, Tainari, Kale, and the two of you. Right? Friends are friends, so if they know, well, they know. But what if a stranger overheard us? It would be a disaster. It might even impact my career. I'm pretty sure it would just make more people ship you with Alhaitham. So there's that. Anyway, about that book. You believe it contains intel about hidden treasure, don't ya? Looking to get rich quick, are we? Yeah. Are you offering to help find it? Shucks, so why didn't you say so earlier? So there really is treasure. How about this? We help you find it, and then we split the loot 50-50. It's a deal. Storm, after all we've been through, it's finally our turn to get rich. No need to keep yapping. Hidden treasure, the Paimon probes homing in on ya. Hey, Paimon? Huh? Is that Dia? There's supposed to be a space there in between my name and the word and? Storm and Paimon? Must be my lucky day, running into you like this. Dia, you mercenaries are pretty tuned into the grapevine. Have you ever heard of a book called Reasoning Knows Not Time of Day, but Suspense Always Follows a Blizzard? Wait, you guys are looking for it too? By two? You don't mean you're looking for it too? Darn it. Does that mean we're finally gonna have to square off against Dia? Well, she doesn't have a whole lot of combat strength, so I'm pretty sure we could take her. Wait a minute. Would you mind telling me exactly why you're looking for it? Once more you go over the rumors that Farazan told you. If it really does turn out to be something important, I'll be sure to let you know if I hear anything. Whoa, really? From your reaction before, Paimon thought you were after it too. Don't worry. A client had asked me to get her the book, but her attitude seemed off somehow. So I didn't take the commission. She's a smart cookie though, and it was like she was hiding something, so I thought she must have had an ulterior motive. Besides, I have other things to look into right now. Compared to some commission, it's more important that you uncover the truth behind that book. Anyway, no time to lose. I've got to get going. All right then, good luck. And don't forget to tell us if you hear anything. How is this related to the summer event in, like, any way? I wonder who Dia's client could be. Watch it be Farazan. Hey! Zooms in on his chest. That's funny. How are you so fast? Flying's faster than running? Sorry, it's a traveler thing. I teleport anywhere I need to be. All right, listen to me. It's like this. Paimon, don't get your hopes up. That book, it isn't some kind of treasure map. It's just an unbelievably unremarkable, surpassingly ordinary detective novel. Huh? But didn't you just say there was treasure? If most people backtracked like that, Paimon just think they'd changed their mind and wanted to keep all the Mora for themselves. But that's not something you'd do. No, I'm sorry. I just couldn't bring myself to tell you earlier, so I played along with what you were saying. Here's what happened. I borrowed the book a month ago. When I opened it to the first page, I discovered one of the names was printed incorrectly. That night, I'd been drinking, just a little, and I was starting to feel drowsy, so I picked up a pen and circled the name. As I'm sure you know, the House of Dana allows borrowers to annotate the books they take out. I'm in the habit of doing that too, so at the time, I didn't give it a second thought. But after I was a dozen or so pages in, I realized that the names of all the characters in the book had intentionally been written slightly wrong. Maybe it would be more accurate to say that the novel itself was quite strange. All the characters' names were based on real historical figures, but rather than using their original names, they had been tweaked ever so slightly. Most people would assume that the author had made a mistake or that there had been a printing error when they saw spelling mistakes like that. I didn't find the content particularly appealing, so I returned it before I finished reading it. But later on, I heard that the book had suddenly become the talk of the town and that there were rumors about mysterious treasure or something. And you thought it had something to do with you. It certainly does sound like it. Your drunken annotations are the source of this entire thing. Yeah. And I also heard that now all the names in the book have been circled, not just one. I just haven't been able to figure out what in Tibet must have happened after I returned it. Did you tell anyone else that you borrowed it? Let me think. Tainari? Last time we met, I also told him all about how poorly parts of the book were written. He said I'd made it sound pretty funny, so much so, in fact, that he suddenly wanted to take a look himself. You made it sound like it was so bad it's good? In that case, let's go find Tainari. That's fine with me. But I still have some work to finish up, and it's pretty urgent. How about I head back first, and we can meet up again later once I'm done? No problem. Hope your work goes well. Me too, thanks. See you later then. What is this quest though? Why? So much why. Over there. Hey, Tainari. I heard you. How's it going, Storm and Paimon? You guys sure look excited. It is so weird seeing him like smiling like that. It's making me uncomfortable. You told Tainari about how you're looking for a novel. Reasoning knows not time of day, but suspense always follows a blizzard. As you do so, you reflect once more on how absurdly long the title is, and how even just saying it aloud makes you feel tired. It really does. They're not wrong. Ah, that one. Yes, I did go to the House of Dana to borrow it. Kaveh said it wasn't worth reading, but I was curious, so I went and read it anyway. The problem was, there were already 2 names circled in the book I borrowed, and the style of each circle was different. It was like some kind of game. Someone had drawn a red circle around the name of the first character that had appeared, then someone else had drawn a green circle around another name. So in the time between Kaveh returning the book and you taking it back out again, someone else had already annotated it? That's right. Paimon's sure that the first circle was drawn by Kaveh. Yes, no surprise there. If you stop and think about it for a second, guessing the identity of the second annotator should be trivial. Oh wait, you mean it was... If there are 2 people living in a house and one of them drew the first circle, then it's highly likely that the other person left a mark too. So Al-Haytham left the second circle. Good point. Sometimes. Those two really are too much. In the end, it is as I suspected from the beginning. The first character whose name had been circled on the very first page turned out to be the murderer. Surely that's just a blatant spoiler? Like that joke where someone opens a novel and bam, there's a note in the margin that spoils everything right at the start. What kind of joke would be so cruel? That was one of Sino's, and it wasn't just a joke. He said he actually pulled a stunt like that when he was younger. I'm not surprised. Who was unlucky enough to borrow the book after he'd scribbled all over it? My master, Nafis, and Professor Zaha Hadi, who had a seminar with him that very afternoon. Cyrus said that Master once threatened to give him a good beating by the side entrance of the House of Dana. It was only thanks to my mother and Professor Zaha Hadi intervening that it didn't happen. Paimon doesn't sympathize with Cyrus at all, not one bit. The House of Dana has never stopped people from annotating books, but this seemed like a special case. I didn't think the book could be allowed to keep circulating like that. So I circled several names myself, laying a false trail. The best place to hide a leaf is in the forest. It's a simple principle. Well, when you put it like that, but still, how many names did you circle, Tainari? Let me think. Not too many, about 3 or 4. I chose them all randomly. Then who circled the other names in the book? There must have been others who borrowed it and did something similar. I'm just not sure why. Who'd have thought borrowing books could be so complicated? All right, let's go see if there's any other clues. We'll definitely be able to find out something. Hey, Tainari. It seems there's a story behind that story. This quest is so weird. So weird. Wait, while I'm here, hey.
Ad Astra.
Give me my stuff.
Thank you for completing.
Thank you.
Ad
Also.
Astra.
Thank you. Oh, now I have to do this. 9 levels to go on the battle pass.